Hello and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul. I'm Jason and this is my Willy Haul video where I share with you the new books that I've picked up this week and talk a little bit about what I'm expecting from them and what I think of the series thus far. Big week this week, 12 books. In them 12 we've got 3 books that are DC, 3 that are Image, 1 IDW and 5 Marvel. So yeah, probably not a video if you don't like your Marvel books. So without further ado, let's get into the books. We start off with DC Comics and we have The Flash, issue number 24. Really loving the book. Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato, who have been writing this book, this is I think their last full issue because they write and they draw and do the colours as well. I think the next issue they're writing it but they don't do all the art in it, so this is like their last full issue, if you will. It closes off the Reverse Flash story arc, which I'm really been enjoying. I really like, you know, Manapul's and Buccellato's writing, and one of the things for me that stands out about this book is a lot of the DC, particularly the New 52, is very dark. It's like, I always think when I think of the New 52, I always think of Joker's line from The Dark Knight when he goes like, "Why so serious?" That's what I always think when I read DC, because it's always really grim. Where this book was a bit lighter than the other books. I don't know if it's because of the colour palette they use, but it doesn't feel as heavy as the other. Yeah, there's still bad stuff going on, but it doesn't feel as heavy as the other books. And you know, and I think that was a good thing. And I am concerned because I don't know who's coming on board yet, but I hope they don't change the tone of the book to make it fit in with the rest of the New 52. The other thing that I'm really interested in is that Manapul and Buccellato are going to move on to Detective Comics, which is a Batman book, and I'm really interested. It's a great opportunity for them in the 75th year anniversary of the Batman character to be on that book where it all started. I think it's a great opportunity for both of them, and they deserve the opportunity. But it's going to be interesting because Batman's one of the darkest characters in the dark DC universe, and it's how are they going to write him? Are they going to make him dark, or are they going to write a slightly lighter version of Batman? That's going to be something that's going to be very interesting to see. Getting back to this, really looking forward to see the conclusion, what's going to happen to Reverse Flash, and is this whole thing going to bring Barry and Iris closer together? So yeah, always looking forward to my Flash. Next up we have issue number 24 of Justice League. This is a Forever Evil tie-in. Not really sure what's going on in this one. Cool cover with the Crime Syndicate all on there. I like that. It's a takeoff of the original Justice League cover with the new team, but with the Crime Syndicate. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Have no clue whatsoever what's going to happen in that. Another Forever Evil tie-in. We have issue number 24 of Justice League Dark. Been loving Justice League Dark. This issue sees J.M. DeMatteis take over as right duties. We still have Mikhail Yanin, whose art is just brilliant. But yeah, so Lemire's no longer on this book, or Ray Fawkes. I was loving Lemire's work on this, but you know, I don't know if that's a permanent thing or if it's just for the Forever Evil arc. But you know, yeah, we got a new writer. I like J.M. Mathias. He does the Phantom Stranger comics, so he does a real good job there. So I think he could be good here. This issue I'm really looking forward to because last week we saw in Justice League of America the prison, and we saw like different Justice League members, but no one from the Justice League Dark. So I'm really looking forward to this one to see, well, what actually happened to the Justice League Dark. Now that those are my 3 DC books, we now jump over to Image. First up from Image we have Clone, issue number 11. Love this book. It's one of my favourite books. It really flies under the radar. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person reading it. But it is brilliant. There's a phrase that goes around that people use, and I think Stephen Moffat's probably the biggest offender of using this, that they call things game changing, or it's a game changer, and probably 9.5 times out of 10 it's not a game changer. It's just one of these big kind of hyperbole things. They come to hype everything up. But the last issue of this, if there was ever a book that was apt for the term game changer, it was the last issue of this. The clones have been outed. The world know about the clones now and are hunting them. So this is really going to change everything that's happening in the book. The book just has been brilliant. It moves at a frenetic pace, and probably if you had one complaint, it probably is that things move too quickly. But even so, it's just fantastic. They cram so much into every issue. The characters are just fantastic. I just really love the art is superb. It's really good. It's kind of like a thriller with a kind of sci-fi, you know, a hint of sci-fi. But yeah, I really love this book from issue 1, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in this one. Next up we have Sex Criminals, issue number 2. I enjoyed the first issue, really loved it. I felt the end, it kind of was a bit abrupt, the story jumped, I felt, a bit abruptly from them having sex the first time to robbing a bank. I'm hoping that this issue is going to, because I understand that this issue is going to be dealing with John. And with last issue we met Susie, this issue is going to be dealing more with John. So I'm hoping that we're going to get that kind of gap that we've got is going to get filled in when we read this. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first issue, really intrigued where they're going to go with the series as a whole. I could already see in the first issue kind of building up why they would rob the bank. But I'm really curious to where this is going to go, and you know, Image just do a great job of doing different books. They describe this one as a sex comedy. For those of you that don't know, the whole thing with this book, Sex Criminals, is we have this character called Susie, who when she orgasms freezes time. She can still move about, but everybody else and everything else is frozen. And so she feels pretty alone with this ability, and then she meets this guy called John and finds he's got the same ability. When he orgasms, he freezes time. So what do you do when you find somebody who's like you and can freeze time? Well, you rob banks, hence the name Sex Criminals. There's more to it than that, but that's your basic premise in the book. And I liked the premise when I first heard it. I thought it found it an interesting book, but the first issue was really good. The art was just awesome. I loved the effect they used for when they froze time. I thought that was brilliant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one and seeing what's next. And finally, from Image, we have Velvet. This is like a double thick issue. Really good value Image do. They always do really great value for money. Image Comics do. This issue is issue 1, obviously. And I didn't really want to try any more issue 1s. I've got one mind on the new year when we've got a lot of new books coming out from Marvel and DC that I want to be picking up. So I'm already looking at my list and saying, well, I can cut that book, I can cut that book to make way for the new books that will be coming in. So I didn't really want to try any new number 1s. But when I saw this was written by Ed Brubaker, when I saw the art was by Steve Epting, I was like, I could have turned it down. So I've got to try it. And then you get like a double thick issue for your issue number 1. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I understand it's supposed to be kind of like a spy genre kind of book, which I've never really read, not any kind of spy comic book before. I think the closest was probably Nick Spencer's Secret Avengers. That had a kind of some espionage stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to go down in this one. I think it could be good. Looking forward to that. Then from last week, I got from IDW, we got Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye. Big time Transformers fan. I've recently jumped back on board with these books, and there's some really great stuff going on in them. But my comic shop, when they come out, don't seem to have them in, but they get them in then the week after. And then that was the case with this one. It was on the shelf, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to pick that one up. So yeah, so it seems I must remember to try the comic shop for the week after they're supposed to be out. That seems to be when my shop has them in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We were continuing our prelude to Dark Cybertron, which I think is going to unite the two books again. So yeah, but I'm really enjoying this. Really great book. Some really great characters in there. But now, finally, we jump over to my 5 Marvel books. We have Daredevil, issue number 32. Loving Daredevil. I love the current storyline with this kind of white supremacist group that have kind of infiltrated the New York Justice Department. I really like that. I think there's a lot of interesting places we can go with that. Last issue ended on a beautiful cliffhanger. So yeah, I'm just loving this. I think Wade, Samney, Rodriguez all deserve equal credit because they just do a fantastic job. Wade's writing, Samney's fantastic art, and Rodriguez's fantastic colours just really add to make this a fantastic book. And if you're not reading it, shame on you, because it is one of the best books out right now. Next up we have FF, issue number 13. I found out today this is finishing at 16. That's going to be it done. So that at least makes one slot for other books. the creative team would have been left at that point anyway. There are characters in here though that I do like, so I'm hoping that they go on to do other stuff. Like obviously I think they're doing more stuff with the Inhumans, so that's obviously going to involve Medusa. I think She-Hulk's getting her own book, so it really just leaves Ant-Man and Miss Thing kind of what's going to happen to them, and they could maybe still be around and about in the Fantastic Four book. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to wind this one up. It's been a really good book. It's got a nice and light and fun feel to it, but there's this dark undercurrent to it all the time that you can feel the darkness building. Last issue, it ended on a pretty interesting cliffhanger, so I'm looking forward to seeing that resolved. A book that I missed last week, and like I'm such an idiot for not getting this book, but for somehow I missed it and I didn't pick it up. It is of course Hawkeye issue number 13. This was one of my favourite new books of 2012. We haven't had it for about 2 or 3 months. It's been gone, but it's back now, and yeah, once again fantastic cover, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to store. The team of Fraction, Asia and Hollingsworth, they just do such a superb job. And this was the book that really opened my eyes to how effective the colours of a book can be, and how much that adds to a book, getting that colour palette just right. I really grew. Seeing Matt Hollingsworth's work on this really made me appreciate the colours a lot more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a bit of Hawkeye. It's been too long since I had a bit of Hawkeye fun. Next up we have Uncanny Avengers issue number 13. A lot of these books seem to be on issue number 13 this week. I've been enjoying Uncanny Avengers. It's been good. I found the last couple of issues, while it's still been good, the story has slowed down a bit and we're kind of stuck, and I'm wanting to kind of give the story a push. I'm still really enjoying the book. Still love Rick Remender as a writer, and I think he writes teen books better than anyone. But I do want the story to start moving on now, because they teased us, I think it was around like issue 6 or something, issue 5 or 6, maybe even issue 4, where they teased us with that glimpse of the future, and I kind of want to get to that point, because I want to see how we get to that point and what happens next. So yeah, I'm hoping this starts moving on, but still a really good book, and yeah, one of the few Avengers books I'm still picking up. And finally, and this will probably, it's funny, it's the final book that I'm like showing you, but probably the first book I read. It is Wolverine and the X-Men, issue number 37, Battle of the Atom, chapter 9. Really been loving the whole Battle of the Atom story. While we've had this Infinity thing going on, this has been kind of the thing that keeps the X-Men busy. So we've had the 4 X-Men books joined together and tell the story, the Battle of the Atom, which I've really loved. I love time travel stories. So you've got the original X-Men who have come to the present, but then the future X-Men come back in time, so they need to go back because they're hurting the timeline, and then everything just kind of like breaks up. The young Jean Grey and Cyclops go on the run because they don't want to go back. And then we find out that these future X-Men are really the Brotherhood from the future, the Brotherhood of Mutants from the future, and the true future X-Men come and they team with Cyclops' X-Men, and they're trying to save everything. Last issue I was a bit perplexed in why are they fighting, because they all seem to want the same thing. But yeah, it's still been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to us as we build up to the conclusion, which will be next week. I'm really been enjoying this one, and I'm hoping it's going to finish on a real big note, because it deserves to. It's been one of the best Marvel kind of events, crossover things I've read in quite a while. So yeah, looking forward to reading that. So those are my books this week. I will get on with reading them. It's a big pile of books this week. I try and aim and get my reviews done for Friday, but it may not happen this week because 12 books, I don't know if I can be able to get through the morning time. So it may be Sunday when the review's up, but sometime around Friday, Sunday. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give me that thumbs up. It only takes a second to do, but the joy it gives me knowing that people appreciate my videos lasts a lot longer. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Tomorrow I will be uploading another Marvel Ultimate Graphic Novel review, and then hopefully some point over the weekend will be my full review video. So yeah, all in all, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you all enjoy your new books, this week and you picked up some good books. If I've missed anything that you think I should have picked up, please let me know in the comments below. I've been Jason. This has been Dudes Comic Haul. Bye for now.